Hello.
Hello.
Whoa. Hey, everybody. We are live. We haven't started our podcast officially, but we are live. And it's Friday night, except for the Down Under Cruisers. It's like next Tuesday or something. No, it's Saturday night, right?
It's Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. That's right. Saturday morning. And yeah, so the beginning of the weekend, 4th of July weekend. Happy 4th of July early if you celebrate that. And yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in there? We got cruising.
Let's start at the beginning. Hold on.
Cruising on the high seas right at the beginning.
Well, there we go.
Y'all. See, with that Australian Southern American.
That's right.
Merging. G'day, y'all. G'day, y'all. What if we? G'day, y'all. How would you do y'all in an Australian accent? I don't even know.
What is it? You put your teeth together.
Y'all.
Y'all.
Yeah. That makes me sound German, I think.
Yeah.
G'day, y'all.
G'day, y'all. I don't know. I can't do it. And then we have.
Speaking of Down Under.
There's Sean.
Yeah, we got Sean and possibly Alana from the Down Under Cruises. The Down Under Cruises here tonight, joining us for Fintastic Cruising, the podcast. My name is not Howard Cosell, but I'm trying to do an impression, and she has no idea who Howard Cosell actually was.
That is not a lie.
That's okay. I barely do. He was a big sports announcer. Very iconic voice. That was perfect.
I'll take your word for it.
Close.
And then I'll listen to it later and let you know what I actually thought. Probably not. And then we have James in the house.
Hey, James. Welcome. Welcome.
I'm sure that means maybe Cindy is there as well. So hello.
If Cindy is there. And if not, will you just pass it on to us? We are going to talk a little bit about James when we start the podcast officially in about 5 minutes. Right now, if you're not familiar, the way we do things here, because we do turn this into an audio podcast where it's just a regular audio podcast, is that we have this little time before and a little time after when we chat with everybody. And then during the regular podcast part, which goes from 8:30 till technically 9:30, but usually longer than that because I'm a blabbermouth, we are doing the podcast. And so it kind of starts as an official show. We lop the front and the back off for the audio version. So so that can be confusing if people aren't aware of that. So there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And then look at that. My mom is in the house. She must have bounced the signal off a cow and a turkey and 14 hummingbirds.
And maybe a deer or two.
Probably. Hello, Mom. Hello, Mom. Hello, Mom. That's kind of the British version.
Yeah.
Hello, Mom. That's my Australian. Did you get the subtle difference there? Hello, Mom. Hello, Mom.
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, there's a lot of,
yeah.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Mom. All right. Anyway. And then we've got Fintastic Studios that's us. James says we are fine. We are fine. Long powers stay on.
Yeah, they've got storms in the area. Storms, yeah, so as long as the power stays on, we had
that last night.
Yeah, our power just totally flicked off.
Thunderbolts and lightning. It was very, very frightening. Anyway, we got Kevin Count in the house. Bon Beanie, everyone, and happy Friday. I had a bad day at the dentist. Ooh. Is there a good day at the dentist? Really? So I'll probably just lurk in the background.
This background?
Woo, there you go. That'll
how was that?
Sparkle your choppers. And there's Cindy. Look at that. We got Cindy there as well. And so hello, welcome, Cindy. Welcome. And we got Todd. Todd in the house.
Hey Todd.
Hey Todd. I saw something he was growing like
tomatoes and peppers.
Tomatoes or tomatoes
and peppers.
Were they? I didn't see the peppers. Were they green peppers?
He said that he was growing peppers.
Habanero peppers.
You know what? I didn't actually.
Peppers, Scotch bonnet peppers.
I didn't.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I didn't actually look at the pictures.
That
Okay.
was my flea impression. Don't get scared, Reno. Talking about the basis for the chili peppers, not
snuggled with his
insect
nose under a
parasite.
bag.
We got Jennifer Rader. Don't strain your eyes too bad. That must be
Cindy's daughter.
Jindy and Sames. Let's try that again. James and Cindy's daughter. Welcome, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us today. We forgot.
What did we forget?
Sean is saying, I think I found Wally. Remember we were going to do that?
Oh yeah, we
All
haven't.
Right, Sean, where is Wally? And then that'll determine what Wally is, I think. I think that's how that'll work.
Salsa in October.
Salsa.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but you kind of like totally skipped over this comment.
I mean, I didn't do that unintentionally.
Do you see see the scroll across the bottom?
Check out this fantastic background design by the one. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm surprised they can see it over your large head.
I'm pretty sure that if somebody measured our two heads right now, yours is so much bigger.
You're probably right. What is the salsa in October, though?
He's going to make salsa in October.
Nice.
Did you not read that?
I mean, no,
I will
I read
can
it.
about 40 jars.
That's cool. What kind of peppers do you put in your salsa, Todd? Because I am all about the salsa, and the spicier the better. But it's got to taste good too. Like, I like heat, but I also like good flavor. I'm not in it just for the pain. That's just a bonus.
Meg is here.
Hello, Meg. Meg, look, I'm wearing a sci-fi geeky shirt just for you. Just for you, Meg. Do you know what this shirt's from?
I've seen that before. Yeah,
Oh.
I do.
You do?
It's from Firefly.
Okay. All right. Give it away. Go ahead.
Along with jalapeno jam.
Ooh, jalapeno. Shouldn't it be, if it's jalapeno instead of jalapeno, then shouldn't it be ham instead of jam? Jalapeno ham?
No.
Or jalapeno jam?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I feel like somebody said something else.
Meg said shiny. I don't have COVID anymore. Well, I don't think I have COVID anymore. I've been at work all week, so that's good.
Sean said, I liked Big Head and I cannot lie.
Almost back to normal. All right, it is 8:30, so we're going to go ahead and officially start the podcast.
Okay.
Stand by for the intro credits music thing.
Come with me, we're going on a Fintastic Cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your Fintastic Cruise.
Bon Beanie, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Fintastic Cruising. I am Matt.
And I am Kimbra.
And hey, it is July. Can you believe that? It is July.
So I know you're talking about July, but I have to tell everyone, and you specifically, and whoever else wants to hear me say it. So when we roll our intro, and then I have to unmute us at a certain point so that you can start talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost hit like the remove us button to pull us out.
Hey, Cruise Talk is here.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know who that is. It's JT. I've been talking to him all day long.
Well, every time he comes on, you're
I know. Yeah, look, so we have kind of a fun show for you guys tonight. We're going to talk about 10 reasons why cruising is better than any other vacation. Yeah.
10 of them.
And there are probably more than 10 reasons, but 10 is what what we've got for you. And we're going to get into that in just a minute or so. But before we do that, we have some things we need to talk about. First of all, what do you want to talk about first?
What do you want to talk about first?
I don't know. I mean, we have the biggest news, I guess. You want to talk about the biggest news?
The biggest news?
Yeah. Do we have a thingamadoodle for that?
Yeah. It's not the right one.
No, but we have just the this thing. Here.
Yeah, that's right. But it's not the right one. It doesn't have the red heart.
Oh, whatever. It's just.
It gets the point across.
Anyway, as many of you know, Kimbra and I are very happy to be a part of Helping Hands for Cruising, which is an awesome charity that raises money to help send people on a cruise that would not have otherwise been able to do so. And so the very first recipient is going to be our friend. I'd say he's a friend now, Kenny, who is going on the October cruise out of Miami, going to the AB, yes, the AB Island, Aruba, Bonaire, and then Dominican Republic.
Yep.
And then our second recipient, we were trying to get a second recipient for our cruise, which is in March of 2023. And we recently had a cruise-a-thon to raise some more money. Thank you to everybody that helped support that. And we look forward to future donations as well. But we were able to get a recipient, some recipients, I should say, for our cruise, which I'm very, I guess I'll get this out of our face here, which I'm very happy that we can announce who that is right now.
Yes. Oh, you want me to say it? Oh, okay.
The struggle is real. I try and
we received a nomination. So if there is somebody out there that you know, that would, I know I'm gonna like stretch it out even longer. If there's someone out there that you know that may qualify for this awesome opportunity, to do a nomination, we just ask for a short video, explaining. I'm gonna say a lot. Apparently.
There's one more.
Explaining why you think that they need or they. Matt, please help me talk because apparently I'm struggling.
If you know someone who would love to cruise but would not otherwise have the opportunity, you can submit them for a possible sponsorship to be on the next Helping Hands for Cruising cruise. And it doesn't have to be limited to people in the United States. There are Helping Hands for Cruising cruises that will be going out of Europe and, of course, Australia, because that is kind of where it all started with our friends, the Down Under Cruisers. But we have the recipients to announce tonight on our podcast that are going to be joining us on our cruise. I almost said on our podcast, on our cruise. And that is
James and Cindy Catanese. I hope I said your last name right, but it is James and Cindy. And we are extremely excited to have them join us on our cruise.
And they're in the chat right now. So glad to see you guys here. We are stoked. We are so excited. You're going to be able to join us on this cruise. It's going to be fantastic. Let's just talk about this cruise because we have quite a few people booked on it now. But
I'm gonna interrupt real quick.
Okay.
And just say that we do have scrolling the PayPal link if you do want to help donate to Helping Hands for Cruising, as well as a QR code up on the screen right now while we're talking about it. So if it's something you can do, someone out there would like a cruise.
Yes. Why is it called a QR code? There's probably some technical reason for that, but I think we should change it to cute R code, and we should make like little ears on there or something.
You know what? We could probably do that.
Give it a little tail or something.
And then it'll look like Mickey Mouse.
Your mom's also here.
Hey, Mom.
Hello, Mama Tammy. So yes, we are very excited though to have you guys join us. It is going to be a cool cruise. Let's talk about that cruise, where it's going. We've got a lot of people booked on it. It's going to be a lot of fun. But let's bring
this cruise.
Bring it up.
Bring it up.
There it is.
This is the Fintastic group cruise that is going out of Tampa on the Carnival Pride, March 12th, 2023. To where, Matt?
It's going to go to Grand Cayman in the Cayman Islands. It's going to go to Mahogany Bay in Roatan, Honduras. It's going to go to Belize in Belize, and it's going to go to Cozumel, Mexico. Well, I should say Cozumel. I like to say in Quintana Roo, Mexico, just because I like to say Quintana Roo, which is
it's
that
like kangaroo.
Yes, it's the Mexican kangaroo. It's what it is.
I believe it.
No, look, this is our group cruise. So we handpicked the place we're leaving out of because this is where we live, and we thought it was appropriate to sail out of our hometown. And also we picked the ship, the Carnival Pride. It's a ship that is very popular with, I don't know, people like Para DJ, Dave and Brandy, a lot of great cruisers. And we have both been on other Spirit class ships. I've been on the Legend and toured the Miracle. You've sailed on the Miracle, and they are very much in the top two for me of favorite ships. It was the top one, but then Mardi Gras kind of changed my world. But it's a great ship, and it's the best ship that can leave out of Tampa, because the Mardi Gras would basically not make it under the Skyway Bridge. But those ports are also some of our favorite ports to visit. Definitely love those ports.
And Matt, do you know how to book this cruise?
I do. I just say, Kimbra, can we book this cruise?
That is one way. The other way is to send me an email at fintastictravel@gmail.com.
That's right. Fintastictravel@gmail.com. That's my announcer voice there. And yeah, join us. Join us to celebrate Helping Hands for Cruising. Join us to celebrate the Fintastic Cruising podcast and the Fintastic Cruising community. If you're not already a member, go over to Facebook and join the Fintastic Cruising community on Facebook. And it'll be a lot of fun.
I'm also going to say to celebrate Fintastic Studios, because
yes,
the YouTube channel is called Fintastic
I know.
Studios.
It's confusing.
It is.
We do the Fintastic Cruising podcast on the Fintastic Studios YouTube channel, but yeah,
we had a whole big plan.
We had a plan
for Fintastic, and it kind of fell apart a little bit.
It did,
but we get the point across. We are Fintastic.
Something.
We're all the Fintastic. I mean, we're Fintastic Studios. We're Fintastic Cruising. We're Fintastic Travel.
Yes.
And we're just straight up Fintastic.
Are we?
I don't know. I feel like it just went with it.
Okay. We're all right. So, yeah. So that's pretty exciting stuff, right? Like that's really exciting, because I feel like we've been a part of Helping Hands for Cruising for a while now. We've helped with two or three of the cruise-a-thons. And Kenny was already like booked and ready to go, and we joined in. And so now I feel like this is our first progress being made while we're on it. And it's really exciting. Really exciting. Look at that. Sean says we're fantastic people. I mean,
well, I know that.
Who's going to argue with Sean? Alana.
I feel like I missed a lot of chat while I was doing stuff, but that's cool.
All right. So, what else? Before we get into our...
Apparently QR stands for quick response.
That makes sense.
It's also like really not very exciting.
It's not. But
I was hoping it was like...
Kevin Counts provided us with that information.
So did Meg.
Oh, and Meg. Yeah. I mean, that does make a lot of sense, to be fair. That makes a lot of sense.
But it'd be like if it was like quirky rabbits. Like, I know it really doesn't make sense for that to be quirky rabbits.
Quirky rabbits. Okay. All right. So do we want to talk about the thing you did at work?
Oh, I can do that. Or we can do that.
Okay. So, and the reason this is relevant is the Florida Aquarium has got a new interactive program that they haven't officially unleashed yet, but like campers were doing it today and staff has been doing it. I missed out because I had COVID, but I'm going to get a chance to do it. And it's something that is offered at a lot of ports throughout the Caribbean, probably other places as well. And it is a way to get underwater if you are not a scuba diver. And it's called
Sea Trek.
No?
I don't think that's the Sea Trek music.
That was Star Trek music.
Yeah.
Okay. Space. The final frontier. I can't do Jean-Luc Picard. I wish I could. Anyway, Tell us about Sea Trek. What is it? What did you do? How is it?
You don't have. Oh, we should put this picture on there.
Okay.
Find one while I talk about it.
Right.
Sorry. So Sea Trek is really cool. There's one of me like just standing. Not that one. I'll find one. You talk for a sec.
So Sea Trek is really cool. This is what Sea Trek is. So you get a helmet, a very heavy helmet, and they put it on your head, which is where helmets go.
You have to put it in there.
Okay.
Because
And then they lower you in the water.
Okay.
And
I can talk now.
you're gonna take over? Okay.
Yeah, I can do that. So yeah, it's a helmet. So if you can't scuba dive or you want to go under the water more than just like snorkeling on the surface, it gives you that opportunity. So there's this helmet. It is a very heavy helmet. It's a 75-pound helmet. But once you're in the water, it doesn't feel like that. And basically it allows you to just walk along the bottom and still just totally breathe. So this is a picture of me doing it.
That is quite the face.
It's a weird picture, isn't it? I was looking at a turtle.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, but there's this helmet and it just kind of sits on you. The weirdest thing about it is you can't like really bend your body and look down or like look up or whatever because the helmet will fill with water. But if you stand straight up again, it will drain.
Oh, okay.
So it's open underneath. It doesn't like seal in any way. So when you go down, you still have to equalize your ears and stuff. So you're able to like reach your hand up through the helmet and, equalize if you need to do that with your nose.
You have to clear your ears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a really cool experience and it allows you to be under the water and not have to worry about the whole breathing thing.
Right. You breathe through your mouth, your nose.
Yeah, you just exist as breathing normalness.
Breathing normalness.
Yeah.
It's a really cool way for people that are not scuba certified, not wanting to get scuba certified, not sure if they want to get scuba certified, to be able to go underwater. I think most people that scuba dive would probably rather scuba dive, but if you don't, then this is a cool thing. I know I've talked to a lot of people in the cruising community who have done Sea Trek, which Sea Trek is like the brand, and that is the same brand that's like all over the place. Mm-hmm. And everybody that I know that I've talked to that has done it has really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's a thing that you can do at a lot of different ports.
Yeah,
Sea Trek is available at almost every port that like I'm looking at excursions for.
A lot of them, yeah. I mean, it's St. Thomas, Nassau. I think it's Nassau, Cozumel.
It's available in Aruba.
Yeah, so it's a pretty common thing. Now, the one thing that's weird about ours at the aquarium is that you actually have a tank strapped to your back instead of being on like a line.
Yeah, so normally I think there's a line that goes like through the into the helmet up to like the surface into something. Yeah. But at the aquarium, they do a tank because you get to actually walk through some of like the tunnels.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
that's really cool.
You walk back under through kind of the caves area.
It reminds me, the Sea Trek stuff reminds me of when I was a kid and I read or saw there's different versions of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and they would go out in these things and they were, I don't know, eating sea urchins and sea cucumbers and stuff like that. I've been working on the artwork. So we're going to have fish identification cards. So when you're doing Sea Trek, they can point out the animals that are in here. They're all these are all the animals that are in there except for the sea turtle. I haven't finished drawing that one yet, but I painted all of these. And so, that's what I've been doing a lot of lately at work besides teaching and stuff. Anyway, that was exciting. And we wanted to share that with you guys because if you're thinking about doing one of those Sea Trek things, we say go for it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's definitely an awesome way to get under the water.
And it's a stepping stone to scuba. So if you're somebody that's thinking about scuba, that could, some people are worried they'll be claustrophobic. I feel like if you're not claustrophobic in a Sea Trek, you're definitely not going to be claustrophobic in scuba because you're probably much more closed in Sea Trek, but you've got the air and stuff, and it's very safe.
Yeah. You
don't go very deep. It's a very safe thing to do as well. So, all right. Okay, are we ready for our topic?
Let's talk about cruising. and
That-
why
that
it
is
is
the
so
focus
awesome.
of this podcast. Fantastic, some would say. Cruising is fantastic.
Fantastic indeed. That is the word
flippin'
of the night.
Fantastic. Anyway,
How many times have we said fantastic,
A
and how
lot.
many more times can we say fantastic?
a lot.
I want somebody. Let's make it a drinking game.
Oh, great. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay. So yes, 10 reasons why cruising is better than any other vacation. Do you want to do the first one? Or you want me to
Can
do the
you
first
switch your screens?
one? Let me see.
Do I get that option? Just because I can see it better.
No,
if
that
it's
makes
closer to
sense.
me.
That makes sense. The words and stuff.
Yeah. So the first one, can I do it in any order?
Well, I kind of put them in this order
Oh.
for a purpose.
Okay. Then
So-
I'll do it in the order that you put it in.
Okay. There was a reason I put them in this order. I mean, some could have been moved around, but I felt like this was a good order to put them in
I accept.
for my own quirky
Okay.
reasons.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Then the first one is you don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're driving to the ship.
Well, you have to get to the ship, but that's it. Like once you're there, like if we go to the Florida Keys, if we go to, I don't know, where else would we go on vacation? St. Augustine, if we go wherever
else we go.
we're gonna probably, in most cases, there are other places where you wouldn't have to drive,
Right.
but in a lot of places you're going to have to drive.
Right.
At least some. Like St. Augustine, you don't have to drive much. You can take the tram or you can walk, but there are some places you have to drive to.
Right.
You just have to. And so on a cruise, the only way you would drive on a cruise is one, if you're on one of the Norwegian ships with go-karts, and that's not really the same thing. Or two, if you choose to do that as an excursion, and if that's what you chose, then you probably like driving, and this reason might not really be valid for you. But for people like Kimbra and I who would rather claw at our bare flesh than drive, it's a good perk.
I just want to quickly say that Dan says it's one thing to be fantastic. It's a whole new thing to be fantastic.
Yes. Now, the second thing we've got on our list is food. Okay. Here's one thing that I think most people appreciate about cruising. You are never hurting for food. There is a lot of it. It is available most of the time. There's some food available at all times on most cruise ships. There are some cruise ships where that's not the case, but that they are the exception, not the rule.
Right.
Certainly on your Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian ships, there's going to be food available all the time. Sometimes more than others. Some foods are only available for certain times, but it's not just food, it's good food. The food on cruise ships are, I would say, anywhere from good to amazing, depending on your taste and what you're getting. But there's a lot of variety.
You said the food on cruise ships are good.
Did I?
You did.
Well, they are. The food are good. That's what I'm saying right there. And here's the thing. I am a wannabe adventurous eater, but if I go to a restaurant, I don't want to spend $10, $15, $20 on a meal and then take a couple bites and go, oh, I probably shouldn't have got this. On a cruise, you are exposed to a lot of different types of food. You have all the regular stuff. There's plenty of the mainstay Americana type food on there for sure, 100%, but there's also other foods available and you can try them. And if you don't like them, it's no big deal. You can either just sample a little bit if you're at the buffet, or if you're at like the main dining room, you order something, you're like, this is really not something I enjoy. They'll take it away and bring you something else. And it's fine.
Well, here's my add-on to the food. You don't have to pay for every single meal.
No.
That's the part of another vacation that like adds up more than you might think. Like you have your breakfast, you have your lunch, you have your dinner, you have your drinks out later, which you do have to pay for drinks, but that's beside the point. Yeah, it's all, unless you choose to go to one of those specialty dining that is extra. But you don't have to do that.
No, and it's not a case of like, well, you don't have to do it, but everybody that wants to enjoy the no. It is
You don't have
definitely
to do
an
it.
add-on. Yeah, that is great. It's a wonderful experience, but it's definitely not going to make or break your cruise. You know, some people would never want to do that. Why would they do that when they have all this excellent food that's being provided in the cruise fare? And here's the other thing. You know, when you go on a cruise, you don't have to worry about, like you said, sometimes meals can add up. You're on vacation somewhere, you don't know what the prices are going to be, you don't know what availability is going to be. On the cruise, you're good, you don't have to worry about it, it's already budgeted in, you're fine.
Yeah,
no worries.
James is asking a question: is there other foods, or is there food from like other countries? He'd like to explore that.
Yes, James, and let me tell you, you and I have that in common, because I really enjoy food from other countries. Here's something great, and I didn't actually put this as a top 10, but it is really deserves to be in there. One of the cool things that I enjoy about cruising is that the people that work on the cruise ship are from all different parts of the world. And not only do they bring their culture along with them to some extent, and you can get to meet these people and stuff, but they also bring their culinary skills. And I am a huge fan of Indian food. And like on Carnival ships, every single day at the dinner, they have an Indian option. It's very vague as to what it is, but I've gotten it so many times, it's always great. The main chefs on cruise ships are often from India. I don't know why that is, but they do a really good job with the Indian food, like really good. But some ships will even have different, like they'll have a station in the buffet that's just different parts of the world every day. But you'll get like the mainstay American stuff, and you'll get some other like little things thrown in. And then,
well, they've also usually got, specifically on Carnival, I don't know if the other cruise lines do it as much, but they have like I don't remember what word they use, but it's like a try this thing sort of a thing, like the alligator bites, or like the escargot,
depending on the port you're in. Or something that's port specific, or they also have something that's like something you always wanted to try but never would. I think that's the gator. And there's like frog legs sometimes. I don't know if it's the same on everyone. I love.
And I know there's some cruises that we've been on that when we go to Mexico, they do like a Mexican taco night or something at the buffet. Like they do something.
Yes.
We've skipped out on the main dining room for that before.
Yes. Yeah. So
I love tacos.
Yeah, you will have the opportunity. Not only that, but depending on what you do in the ports, you have an opportunity to experience local cuisines, which, I mean, this one goes to Mexico and Central America, Grand Cayman. The food I've had in Mexico and Central America has been amazing. Like you don't realize you haven't had Mexican food until you go to Mexico, and you're like, oh, this is different than Taco Bell.
I still think about the chicken that I had at Belize. Right? The seasoning on that chicken, it was unbelievable. I love that chicken.
Yeah. So food is a good thing. So and that is something you are going to get to enjoy on a cruise, no matter your taste. And I'll also say, when I started cruising, I didn't think I'd care about the like main dining room hoity-toity experience. Like I don't need all that fluff. I love it. It's awesome. The people are so friendly. They learn your name like right away. It's a fun filled experience and very, very cool experience. Not just the food, but the whole thing. Like they dance, they sing.
Oh, they do. Yeah. It's
amazing.
And they seem to really enjoy like the dancing and singing aspect. I like that.
They do. Hopefully they really do.
And our table mates at our last cruise were wonderful.
They were. Yeah. Well, and on the group cruise, of course, they're going to be wonderful because they're going to be people from the group cruise.
Yeah. Because I'm going to make everybody sit at our table. I have that control.
Well,
no, I'm just kidding.
Because we've got James and Cindy out there, we want you to know that it is a group cruise. You are very, very welcome to join us for any and all activities. But if we're like too weird for you, you don't have to also. So that is completely up to you, and we will be honored either way. So, but you are definitely welcome to join with our eclectic bunch of folk that we have gathered for this event. I think it's your turn.
It's my turn?
Yeah.
All right. You get to sail on the ocean and the great views.
Yeah. As Fozzie Bear would say, the big blue wet thing.
Yes.
The great Fozzie Bear, famous quote from the great Fozzie Bear. Look, you know, you go to a hotel in Florida and you pay a little extra to get the ocean view, right? Now, granted, you may not have an ocean view in your room, but anytime you leave your room, you have a whole ship of ocean view. You have the entire outside of the ship where you have beautiful views. You can be undercover. You can be out in the open. It's awesome. You can be in the back of the ship and watch the wake. You can be on the side of the ship and look for flying fish and boobies, the birds, just so we're clear. And and it's great. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful view. There's nothing quite as relaxing to me as sitting with a light breeze, the smell of the ocean, the sound of the ocean. It's just such a peaceful, serene experience.
Yes.
It's serenity.
Huh. Is that why you wore that shirt?
No, it's not. It just worked out that way.
No, I love being able to look out and see the water.
Yeah.
Love it.
You get up in the morning, it's there. You get up, and
you'll find a quiet deck somewhere to just sit there and listen and watch the water as you read or whatever you choose to do.
Yeah. So it's a really cool thing. And the other thing is you're going into these ports, and some ports have amazing views as well. So you're not just getting all ocean all the time, but depending on what port you're in, the scenery can be quite breathtaking. And others, it's just beautiful. Sometimes you got to settle for just beautiful, and other times you get breathtaking.
How unfortunate that sometimes you have to settle for beautiful.
It's like you and I. You have to settle for beautiful. I get breathtaking.
That was cheesy but good. I'll accept it. It's the hair, isn't it?
It's the hair. Yes, it is. It is definitely the hair. Okay. Now, yes. And I see a comment. If you end up not liking your food and want to try more, that's the thing. You go to the main dining room, obviously a buffet. It's a buffet. You can get as much as you want. You can not eat. I mean, I don't encourage people to waste food, but at the same time, you're on a cruise, you're on vacation, try something. If you don't like it, it's okay. But if you're in the main dining room and you order stuff, one, you can order multiple things. You get the appetizer, you get the main entree, and you get dessert. It's like a 3-course meal, but you can order everything on the menu. It's not going to cost you any more. You can order 2 of something or something like that. And if you get something, and don't do that if you don't know if you like it, but get something, you don't like it, you know what? This isn't working for me. They will ask you. Like if you are not eating your food, they'll be like, is everything okay, Mr. Matt? Is everything all right? And then if you're like, it just wasn't my thing. What can I bring you? I can bring you anything else you want. I mean, it's awesome.
It is awesome.
It is awesome. Awesome. All right. Next thing is, and this one, I think people that are in the know with cruising know this is a big one. And this is something that really separates cruising apart from other vacations, because you could go to an all-inclusive and get food, right?
Right.
And you don't necessarily have to drive, right? But I don't know if you get as much choice. Maybe it depends on the all-inclusive, I guess.
Yeah.
But you get to visit multiple locations on one trip, and you don't have to actually relocate to a different hotel. You don't have to move yourself. I mean, technically the ship is moving, but you don't have to drive to the next stop or take a train to the next stop or fly to the next stop. Like you get to experience a number of ports depending on the cruise that you're on. Like in our group cruise, it'll be 4 different ports in 1 week. And yeah, they're all in the Caribbean. I say that like that sounds like a horrible thing. Not for us, but I mean, Grand Cayman is very different than Cozumel, which is very different than Roatan. Like they're very different places. And if I was going on a more standard vacation, I would just be able to go to one of those.
Right. And to kind of bounce off that, it's a little bit, I mean, kind of the same. While you're going from one place to another, you're still vacationing. Like
Yes.
you don't have to spend hours in a car or whatever to get from one place to another. Like you're still doing your vacation while that travel is happening.
Right, exactly. And that is what makes it so fun. You don't have any of that down travel time. That down travel time is you playing in the casino or reading a book on the bench while watching the water, or swimming in the pool, or soaking in the hot tub, or
water slides,
trivia, going to a show, comedy show,
karaoke,
eating burgers from Guy's Burgers. Guy's Burgers.
Oh,
Getting a burrito for breakfast from there's just a lot. There's a lot. All right.
I can't wait to cruise again and gain back all the weight that we're losing.
Yeah, we've been dieting, but all right, go ahead.
Oh, I'm next?
You're next.
All right, let's see. What do you have? It can be very different experience for different people on the same cruise. Yeah, so cruising, you can make it your way. You can party
like Burger
it up.
King.
Is that what their thing is?
It used to be. It was like a big
Yeah.
Burger King thing in the 70s.
But yeah, you can cruise the way that you want to cruise. You can have a super chill cruise. You can have an adventurous cruise. You can have a wild party cruise.
Cruising, the Burger King of travel.
I thought it was have it your way.
It probably was.
I said
don't
make
know.
it your way.
It's been a while.
I mean, it
The
still
70s
works.
was a long time ago. Maybe they did in the 80s. I don't know.
I mean, I've heard that before.
But yeah, I mean, and this is a big thing, because what I like to do on a cruise is very different than what other people like to do on a cruise, which might be very different than what somebody else likes to do on a cruise. And you can have those different experiences. You can mix and match. You can have a day where you just sleep in, or you just hang out on the deck and do nothing. And you can have another day where you're like out and about doing all the stuff, playing all the games, all that stuff. It's up to you. You do how you want to do it. And when you get to port, same thing. Some people stay on the ship. They don't want to get off the ship. Some people go in there like us and they go scuba diving or snorkeling, or they go looking for reptiles and stuff, or birds. Other people, they just want to get off the ship and like go shopping, or maybe they want to get off the ship and if there's depending on the port, maybe there's a pool they could get to, or beach they want to go to. You can make it your own
zip lining
kind of thing. Yeah, zip lining. You won't find me doing that, but
like said, we all know Kimbra is queen of the nightclub.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, probably not.
Only if the nightclub starts at 3 p.m.
Yeah, basically, because I'm in bed at like 9:30. I'm like wrapping up. I'm like, "Are you ready for bed?" And he's like, "It's 9:30." I'm like, "Yeah, yep." Mm-hmm.
Another cool thing about this, though, like Kimbra and I, we like to do mostly the same exact stuff, but you could be cruising with somebody who's very different than you, and yet you can both do the things you want to do and be on the same vacation. You can meet up at dinner, you can meet up at different points of the day, but you can go do your fun, exciting stuff, and they can do their relaxing stuff, and that's okay.
Meg said the good night club.
The good night, yes.
That is the truth.
That's about it. That's about it.
I'm pretty pathetic, but I wake up early and I'm ready to go.
There you go. There you go. All right. Next thing is the choices are simplified and diverse. This is what I mean. Okay.
I'm glad you got that one, because I don't know what you mean.
Some of you can probably relate to this. You're coming home from work. Okay. You get home, you talk to your partner, and you're like, what do you want to do for dinner? I don't know. What do you want to do for dinner? I don't know. What do you want to do for dinner? I don't know. And it takes like 3 hours to decide. Or on the weekend, what do you want to do tomorrow? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to? I don't know. We could do this. I don't know.
Have you experienced that, Matt?
Yes, I live that. And I think a lot of people do too. It's not anything aimed at you. That's just like human nature, I think. And so on a cruise, you don't have all the options, but you have a lot of good options, and you have some very diverse styled options. And so it's easier. Sometimes less is more. And it's easier to decide, we know where we're going for dinner. We're going to the MDR for dinner. Or, we know what we're doing for lunch. Or maybe I'm going to Guy's Burger and you're going to Blue Iguana Taco or Burrito. But we're going to eat lunch together because they're right next to each other. Or maybe I'm going to the buffet, and like there's less overall choices, but that makes it so much more pleasant because you don't waste your time with all the stress trying to figure out what to do. You don't want to make a choice if the other person doesn't really want to do that. It just gets rid of all that for the most part. It gets rid of all that, which is great. I think that's a big perk of cruising. You wouldn't have that on most land vacations.
We should just live on a cruise ship.
I mean, I'm game. I'm game. All right, what's next?
What's next? It's a great way to travel with a large group of friends or family.
Like a group cruise?
Like a group cruise. Did you place that one so I would read it?
No, I didn't know who was going to go first. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So group cruises are a great way to cruise with a group of people.
Did you really just say group cruises are a great way? Let me just do it like this. Group cruises are a great way to cruise with a group of people.
You can also cruise with a smaller group of people that is not a group cruise, but you're still with more than like 2 people.
Let me explain what I meant by this, because obviously I wrote this one too. I see a lot of people traveling on cruises with big families. Obviously, we have group cruises like the one we're doing in October, like the one we're doing in March. This is a common thing that people do, is they don't cruise with just them and their immediate family or them and a couple of friends. They cruise with a pretty significant group of people, 10, 12, 20, 50 people. And if you tried to do that anywhere else, you're either never going to see anybody because they're off doing their own thing, or somebody's always going to be upset because they're not doing what they want to do. It ain't like that on a cruise, because during the day, you all go do what you want to do. You all go do what you want to do. We're going to do what we want to do. Hey, if those things are the same, we'll do it together. If not, we'll see you. We'll see you for tacos or dinner,
Or you can do all the things together, and then at dinner time, you'd be like, peace out, I'm going to the buffet, and peace out, I'm going to the MDR.
Absolutely. That is true. So it is a really good way to do that. Like, imagine if you were traveling with a family, and some of the family has kids and others don't, and the kids just want to spend the whole day at the pool. And you're like, I don't want to be at the pool. It's like crowded and loud at the pool.
It's sunny.
So,
I'm afraid of the sun.
You can go off and play trivia, and they can go to the pool, and then, where else do you get that kind of accommodation than a cruise for that much group diversity? You don't. Not that I know of. I mean, that wouldn't work as well. I don't even think it an all-inclusive. Like, that is a cruise specific thing that I don't know of any vacation that can match it. So, or Sean says, or you can just sit down and talk about your day with your mates. Exactly. And let me tell you, that is fun. Like, when we cruise just the two of us, it's always like a question whether we want to sit at a table with a bunch of strangers at the MDR for dinner, or whether we just want to sit by ourselves. And honestly, that decision is not always the same. Some cruises, we want to have that kind of, fun, intimate, kind of romantic dinner. And others, we want to meet people. And occasionally that backfires if you're on a table with strangers and you're like, oh, these people are very different than us in a sort of threatening way. But normally that doesn't happen. And per example, our last cruise, we were at a table of 12. Was it 12?
12, yeah.
And everybody at our table was phenomenal. And that's been my experience overall when I've done that. And it was great because we all did different things in port. We all did different things on the ship, and we got to talk about it. We got to talk about, where are you from? Why did you come on this cruise? It's just a really fun kind of thing. Or you don't have to do it.
I want to point out here that while we're talking about groups, Meg said we should look into doing a group cruise, and Todd said, Meg, that's a great idea. And Meg said, how about March? And Todd said, Meg, March will work for us. And Meg said, good, see you then.
And of course, both of those fun people are going to be on
I just love that conversation that just happened.
All right, who's next? Me, I'm next. Okay. Guaranteed excellent customer service.
Pretty much always.
With the exception of Virgin. I've never, sorry, I'm picking on Virgin again. I've never had bad customer service. Maybe a couple times I've had okay customer service, but that has definitely been very rare for me. And I've been on like 21 cruises, right? So usually it's not just good, it's usually outstanding customer service, to the point where you often want to get your picture taken with the people providing you service. How often do you do that at other places? Do you go to a restaurant and go, wow, my waiter was really great, I'm going to get a picture with her? No, you don't do that. I mean, not usually. I don't think. I don't do that. But
no, I'm usually like the last couple of days of the cruise, I'm sitting there thinking, because the cruise line always sends you a survey at the end to go through and like if there's anyone that was like above and beyond and just the overall cruise. And I'm usually sitting there thinking, okay, so who did we experience that was amazing? I've got to get a picture of at least their name tag so that, you know, and which it's usually most of them that I've encountered throughout the cruise.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it really is impressive to me. I mean, I teach kids for a living, and I can't remember names of kids I've been teaching for like 5 years straight. They know your name when you get on the ship.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is that a big deal? Yes and no. I mean, on its face, I'd be like, no, who cares if they know your name? But then it's really nice when you're walking down the hall and your room steward's like, Mr. Matt, Miss Kimbra, how are you guys today? How was your day? You know, it's just cool. It's just very, very cool. It's very personable. It's just a very neat thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Europe.
I've never been there.
What?
You missed it. You said Europe.
Yeah, Europe. I've never been there either. Would like to change that, but I'd like to get to Australia before I go to Europe. So don't know if that's going to happen.
You missed it, man.
Hey, Anne Marie Boyce is in the house.
Nice.
Hey, Anne. Good to see you here. All right, you're next.
Price.
Nothing is cheaper. I don't know. I thought there was a song there.
So what's amazing about cruising is you pay what you pay and you don't have to pay any more, and it covers all the things.
Right. So you have the security of knowing what your budget is.
Yep.
Like we know we've already paid for our cruise in March and our cruise in October.
We have not paid for our cruise in March.
We've already paid for our cruise in October completely, except for our hotel room, right? The night before.
Right.
It's done. It's done. We know it's not going to cost anymore. We haven't paid for excursions yet, but we will pay for that ahead of time. There's fireworks, so the dog might be jumping on our laps in any moment now. But I mean, yeah, it's a good way for somebody that's nervous about money to go, this is exactly what this cruise is going to cost.
Well, and you can book it like a couple years in advance.
Right.
So you pay
Save
your
your
deposit, and there's a lot of times that like it's reduced deposits or like $50 deposits, which is awesome. So you pay your deposit, and then you have a couple years to save up, and you know what you're saving up for, which of course you can kind of do that with a different kind of vacation, but then you run into,
you're doing it on your own basically.
Right. But then you run into, well, while you're here, you end up buying this food, or you go out to eat here and you didn't expect this, but it's all part of the package. Like your room is covered, your food is covered. It's all done.
And here's the thing. Find me a cheaper vacation that is the same length as a cruise that has as much bang for the buck. It's not going to be easy to do, at least not in the United States. So, I mean, like we looked at going to the Florida Keys for a weekend, one weekend in the Florida Keys, and we could have gone on an 8-night cruise to the Southern Caribbean, and that's even unknowns of how much we're going to spend on food. That's not like doing anything extravagant. It's just going to the like Key West or something like that. I mean, it's a very affordable vacation compared to a lot of other vacations. I've been to so many countries in the Caribbean. Before I cruised, I had been to one country, the one that I live in, and that's it. And now that I cruise, I've been to so many other countries that I wouldn't be able to go visit. Like maybe I could have gone to a couple of these a few times, but maybe I don't even know if I could have done that. Like it's a fun, safe way to do that, and it's affordable.
Yeah, we have doesn't matter if they find cheaper vacation, they can find one that will take them to let me back up. Can they find one that will take them to multiple countries?
Right.
And then Blaine says hotel alone will cost way more than cruising for 7 days.
And JT saying you can get a princess cruise for $1 deposits and then spend as much time as you want saving up for that. So yeah, I mean, it's really, it's really an affordable way to travel, and you can cruise like shorter cruises, like the time of year, the length of the cruise, the port you're leaving from and going to, the age of the ship, all those things can impact it. I mean, because there are expensive cruises out there, but the majority of them are not that expensive compared to other vacations. It's still money, but if you cruise in hurricane season on a 3-night cruise going to the Bahamas, I mean, I've seen rates as low as like $150 per person.
We've got a commercial going on over here between Meg and Todd. We don't even have to try and sell ourselves, because Todd says, Meg, how does someone contact Fintastic Cruising?
Well, but that is not our intent.
No.
If you want
it's
to
just
book
really
a cruise
funny.
to us, we would be happy to do that. And there are other travel advisors in our chat as well. That would be very good people to help you with that. But the purpose of tonight, of this episode, is just to really be a cheerleader for cruising, because it is such a great vacation opportunity. And so we are, I mean, it's not our main job to book travel by any means.
It'd be cool if it was.
It would be cool if it was, but really we do it because we love to cruise, and it allows us to cruise a little bit more than if we didn't do it. And we also love talking to other cruisers and helping people cruise and all that stuff. So, yeah. And then there's one more, right?
Yeah.
Is that mine or yours?
Well, it's yours.
Do you want it?
No, it's fine.
You can have it if you want.
Okay.
The number one reason why cruising is better than any other kind of vacation is because
towel animals. It's not keychains.
Technically
Except I do collect keychains on cruises.
It's technically not the only place you can get a towel animal, but it's the only place you're going to get a different towel animal every night that I've seen. And it's one of the places where you can get towel animals, and towel animals are awesome. And I will die on that hill. So, towel animals are amazing. And that is something that I feel like with most cruise lines is synonymous with cruising. Like if they took towel animals away, it just wouldn't be right.
I always get really sad when I walk in and don't have one.
Yeah. Which doesn't happen that often, but occasionally you don't get one. Or like Royal Caribbean doesn't do as many cruise animals as Carnival.
Towel animals
as Carnival.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes I've experienced on multiple cruises that like sometimes I don't get one on the first night.
Right. Sometimes you don't, but you get them the rest of the time.
Yes.
You normally get them. So that's it. I'm sure there are more reasons why cruising is better than any other kind of vacation. And I could probably come up with more, to be fair, but those are the 10 that popped into our heads today when we were researching for this episode. And I think there are a pretty good, solid 10 bunch of reasons that cruising is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? It is time for the segment that we call the Cruise Creature. Oh, hey,
It cut off.
Play it again.
Okay.
All right. If you have never listened to this podcast before, we always do. Pardon me. We always do. I had a frog in my throat. I had a Cokie in my throat. A segment on cruise creatures because Kimbra and I are. Did you kill the Cokie? There we go. We are creature people. We both work at an aquarium. We're both big time avid animal people, and so we like and I'm a teacher, so I teach marine science. So that is my thing, and Kimbra likes teaching as well. So tonight's cruise creature I thought would be appropriate because it reminds me of a firework. And since it's the weekend of the 4th of July, I was looking for cruise creature ideas today, and this is like our 144th episode. So it's getting harder and harder to come up with new cruise creatures. Not that we've run out, but I was like, man, what can I do that's like kind of like American or patriotic or something like that? And there was nothing I could find except for like the fighting fish that were like red, white, and blue. I don't even know if that was photoshopped or what, but they're not a cruise creature. So I thought, well, I know an animal that looks kind of like a firework, and that is the feather duster worm.
Which is a great choice, and I'm shocked that we haven't done it yet.
I know, right? Also, feather dusters are in fact worms. They are in the annelid phylum, which is segmented worms, which includes like earthworms and leeches. But the marine versions of those are called polychaetes. Most of them are called polychaetes, and these are polychaete worms. And why am I telling you this much detail? One, because you know I'm an animal geek, but also because today is International Polychaete Day. Who knew?
I think that's really cool. They
Right?
get a whole day.
They get an entire day. And so to give you a better viewpoint of this worm, basically the worm builds a tube. You can kind of see the side of the tube if you're watching the YouTube. If not, just imagine a tube with a feather duster sticking out of it. And the worm builds this casing around its tube, and its long wormy body goes inside this casing. But then it has these feeding tentacles that stick out of the tube. And these feeding tentacles, to me, kind of look like a firework. And more than that, they can be different colors. But if you startle one of these, they will quickly pull their little feathery appendages inside of their tube.
I have to interrupt you.
Firework.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yes.
I just have to say hi to Takara, and I miss you. That's all.
Takara, she's eating healthy and has been for a while now, so that's good.
You'll be proud.
Yeah. Anyway, feather duster worms, basically they have those feathery tentacles, and those what they use to get their food. Most feather duster worms are going to feed on plankton and tiny stuff that's drifting by in the water, and so they're going to filter out their food from the water column, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if that was a firework. I think that was our neighbor.
Yeah, that was upstairs.
Hopefully that didn't pick up on the microphone, but hey, maybe it did. Anyway, that's it. That's the cruise creature. Pretty simple, pretty basic. The feather duster worm, very, very.
Takara wants to know if we can see those in the springs.
No, Takara, because feather duster worms are marine worm. Polychaetes in general are marine worms, and so I do not like to ever say things like never or always when it comes to science, but to my knowledge, there are no freshwater polychaetes. There are some brackish water ones, but so there probably are some annelid worms that you can find in freshwater. Well, leeches would be an example of that, but you won't see those in the spring. Don't worry. But yeah, polychaetes, you can, however, see them if you go to beaches around here, if it's got like some rocky substrate and stuff. So like we are planning next week to try and go to a beach near Clearwater that has some rocks and stuff. The visibility is, a whopping like 3 feet on a good day. But I've seen stingrays, moray eels, and feather duster worms, sponges, tunicates, flounder, cowfish, all kinds of things in this area. So we're hoping, fingers crossed, that we can see some cool stuff.
Also, Takara, if you want to go on our group cruise with us next March, it is during spring break, so the kiddos could join along.
Takara is Kimbra's friend and trainer, which
Yes.
is why we're speaking in the terms that we are speaking in.
So, she wants to go with us. Yeah, we'll talk.
All right.
But also, I want you on the group cruise.
Let's go ahead. I know we've got some questions here. Let's go ahead and wrap up the podcast, and then we'll come back for a little chat with the audience there.
Okay. Well, on that note, it's time to head for the horizon. And until next time, seize the day.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. Yeah, and we're back in the room. I know that Really Creative Travel asked, why does it won't let me pick the right thing? There we go. Have y'all swam in Silver Glen Springs?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
We have a video.
We do have a video because Silver Glen. So I've been there twice. I went once in the summertime. It was awesome, but it was very crowded. Somebody tried to steal my dive bag, didn't anticipate 15 pounds of dive weights in there, and then dropped it very quickly, fortunately, so they didn't steal anything. That was chaotic. There was a child splashing a water snake that I yelled at in a Mr. Matt way of yelling at somebody. And then we had a conversation about why snakes are not evil. And then we went in the winter time, which is the best time to go because there was like nobody there. There was like 2 other people in the water and us and some manatees.
It was amazing.
It was so cool. So if you check out our video on this channel, Fintastic Studios on YouTube, look for the Silver Glen video and you will see us swimming at Silver Glen.
Crystal clear water.
With the manatees. Better than any experience I've ever had at Crystal River. And I have had some amazing experiences at Crystal River. The only thing is at Crystal River, they can touch you and you can touch them back if they do. Silver Glen, I don't think you should do that, or I don't think you're supposed to do that, but you can swim with them and just, observe them, which is also way, way cool in a much more serene environment without like 50,000 people around you doing the same thing, and without people like on boats like waiting to write you a ticket if you do anything wrong, which I understand, but it's still annoying.
Okay, so
we do that pause so she knows where to edit the audio. So that's if you're wondering why we do that weird thing.
So Todd said something earlier about making some new. So let me back up. This towel animal thing that I showed earlier is a keychain that Todd 3D printed. We've got an elephant as well that's behind Matt.
I'm sorry. Really? For a minute, I thought he was talking about like his sons or something. And then I realized who his boys were.
Oh.
72 degrees year round. Look, if you go in the wintertime, it feels warm when you get in. But if you go in the summertime, 72 degrees feels like it'll put the boys in your throat. But you get used to it. Or you can wear a little bit of wetsuit. That's what I usually do. Well, thin layer of neoprene. And I'm good to go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Todd said he was going to make some new little towel animal keychains for the group cruise.
Yes.
And then he just said, I was thinking of a shark or a Reno towel animal keychain. He'll do some test runs and post for a vote.
Those would either one of those would be amazing. And Todd, thank you so much for all that you do in that regard. That's very, very cool. Why is JT saying I'm a little slow? Oh, because the boys. Okay. Yeah, you're right. That I was slow. And then Meg is, I think, correcting him in like a mother-ish sort of way there. Dan, when I worked at a natural history museum in my hometown, I did animal talks with boas and pythons, really friendly and cool, like cats with scales. Yes. In fact, I would say friendlier because most cats that I've known will just randomly attack you for no reason, especially if you're giving them love. And well, some snakes will do that too, but
Like Zilly.
But most of them won't. Most of them won't.
I love Zilly, but she's special.
She is special. She's very special. All right. Look at that. We finished at 9:30 and we're doing pretty good.
Did you
don't
see
forget to hit that thumbs up. If you're still in there and haven't hit the thumbs up yet, we do appreciate
Did
that.
you see what Sean said?
I did not.
He said, seriously, you might even make the start of our live.
I know, right? Yes, that is true. That is true. Which would be different and good. Do we miss any other interesting comments?
We probably missed a
Sean,
lot.
did you say who you found back here? Because if you say who you found, maybe it'll become the thing that we move.
Oh, I'm going to go grab something.
Okay. She's going to go grab something.
Not my voice.
I hope you don't have any boys, but anyway, Matt, it is how you give them love. Are you talking about the cats? Ooh, my face just got blurry and the background got clear. Is that what you guys wanted? Kimbra's gone, so you'd rather it focus on the background than me? I don't blame you. It is how you give them love. I think you're talking about cats. Are you a cat person, Sean? I thought you were a dog. I know you're a dog guy, but maybe you're a dog, or maybe you're not particular. Dogs, cats. You're going to get some lizard and snake love when you're here. So just so you know, that's a thing that's going to be happening. I need to figure out a way where I can talk to the camera and still see comments, because I feel like I'm always just looking down and stuff. But I don't know. I have no idea what she's going to get right now. I'm very confused by that. And she didn't find it because she just came back in and she's got a puzzled look on her face. Let me just narrate to you what's happening off the camera right now. Kimbra is lurking around, looking at the bookshelf, which is strange. And Reno is following her because that's what he does. Reno, you want to come up here? Reno. He's just ignoring me. I don't. Come here. Come on. Reno. Come on. Can you come up? Reno, come up. Come on. Jump up.
Okay, well, that was a complete fail.
Reno. Jump up.
So everybody earlier was telling you, there we go. Look. JT knew where I was going.
Oh, look at that. Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, but I don't know where it is.
Oh.
It's not where I thought it was. So
It's not on the shelf in there? That's
I didn't see it, but I also didn't turn on the light. So
hey, JT, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I know you go to bed earlier than Kimbra. We appreciate that. We need to hang out, man. It's been too long.
Yeah, Todd, I have that Tell Animal book. I was going to get it, but I can't find it, so I'm not going to go get it.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
He can't be seen. There, you can see his nose.
Reno's going to have a rough weekend.
Yeah, we're not like doing anything this weekend because of all the fireworks. So we're just going to sit on the couch while the dog shakes between us.
Yes, JT, we will drink a little bit of bourbon.
I won't.
I'll put some points on the side for that.
We need to hang out with them. Did you say that already?
I did. That's why I mentioned bourbon.
Got it. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, yeah, we keep saying we need to do these things, but we wanted to go to Circle B and now it's really hot. So we don't want to do that, but we should still get together and like do something.
Why are you whimpering? He's He's hanging
You-
low. You want to take him?
I can. He's not on the camera. You have to make it so everyone can see
I know,
him.
but he was like hanging low.
There. You just have to force him to sit up.
For those of you that don't know, Reno the dog. Sean's going to have a heart-to-heart with you, Reno, when he gets here. He's also threatened to lick you a lot. Just so you know, I can't stop him. If Sean licks you, I'm just going to stand back and let it happen.
I mean, he'll probably lick back.
He probably will. He probably will.
And he has stinky breath.
Look, Ilana, we can set up another place for you to sleep if Sean wants to, like. That was going someplace I didn't need to go.
Uh,
Reno is cute, I guess. Are you cute? I'm not really.
I mean, he looks pretty cute right now.
James thinks you're cute. Meg thinks you're cute.
He's kind of taken over like the camera cuteness.
Stealing the show.
He kind of is. And all he's doing is sitting here and everybody's just talking about Reno.
So unfair. What's everybody else doing for the 4th of July? You guys got any big plans? We're obviously bunkering down and sparing the dog some whatever agony we can. But what are you guys doing?
You know what? I'm going to. Can I do this?
What are you trying to do?
I'm taking away our names so that, like, yeah.
Cookout. James is doing a cookout. That sounds good.
Nice.
Yeah,
that sounds delicious.
That sounds real good.
We are so we're doing Weight Watchers right now. So everything that we do is like based on points, everything that we eat. And we've seen some people post like 1 point hot dogs and stuff, really low hot dogs. So we're gonna try and find some low point hot dogs to grill and have next week.
We'll see.
We'll see. So we might be having a healthy cookout.
We can do that.
If we can find the appropriate things.
Yeah. All right. Oh, my mom says fireworks with Jetson. Okay. That's not George Jetson, just for people that are wondering.
Meg said I'm meeting up with my dad and working the rest of the time. Oh.
Okay. All right. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. We're working on the 4th of July.
We are.
But we'll get time and a half, which is kind of nice. And then we're taking a different day off to make up for it.
Ooh, smoked wings, pulled pork,
Ooh.
brats, grilled corn salad, and homemade cornbread.
That doesn't sound healthy, but it sounds amazing. It sounds way better than healthy.
Why do we not live near all these people that cook?
Oh, I know.
Or they could just all move near us.
There you go. Everybody move to Florida. That's what we'll do. Everybody move down here. No, but why don't we go ahead and wrap up on time, or even, well, not really early for once. And,
Okay.
And thank everybody for joining us. James and Cindy, it's really nice to meet you guys. I know we sort of met you a little bit in that video call, but we're looking forward to getting to know you guys on the cruise. And so glad you can join us. Thank you to everybody who joined us tonight for the podcast. I hope you guys had fun. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Ready to wrap up?
Yep.
All right. We're going to head over to the Down Under Cruisers starting in about 19 minutes. So we'll see some of you there. Otherwise, have a good night. Have a good week.
Right. Bye.